The Department of Animal Sciences and Industry at Kansas State University has a long and rich history, one written by the thousands of men and women who make up the Flying K. Each shares a love for the land and livestock and advancing the nation's noblest of callings, raising food. The Livestock and Meat Industry Council today celebrates that shared commitment across generations and honors the family and friends who continue Kansas State's legacy of excellence in animal science. For that purpose, LMIC presents the Don L. Good Impact Award. Don Good was a giant in animal science and industry, a man who dedicated more than 40 years to the university and the thousands of students who benefited from his far-reaching guidance. As a livestock judge, professor, coach, and industry leader, he portrayed a spirit of service and pioneering thought innate in his Ohio farm boy roots. These ideals served him well when he was named head of the department in 1966, the same year a devastating tornado destroyed the vast majority of its infrastructure. The Beef Barn, the Beef Teaching and Research Center, the Swine Teaching and Research Center, the Horse and Sheep Centers, the Feed Mill, the Poultry and Dairy Facilities, gone. But devastation and limited disaster funds spurred action, and Good worked with producers in the state to form the Livestock, Meat and Industry Council. Through LMIC, animal science and meat industry leaders channeled contributions to rebuild, implementing cutting-edge research facilities that form the basis of the modern-day campus and animal science advancements. Today, the Council continues to support the department's educational programs, facility enhancements, and research projects. You see, it was Don Good who believed the department should serve the state of Kansas to contribute to the larger livestock industry. Good believed in his students. He believed in Kansas State and driving both to excellence. Good was an evaluator of livestock and a builder of people. His integrity and foresight became the measure by which others would weigh their contributions. Don Good's passion inspired industry game changers.
This year, LMIC recognizes one of those game changers, an organization dedicated to advancing members' common business interest and enhancing their ability to meet customer demand. U.S. Premium Beef. U.S. Premium Beef is a consumer-based beef marketing company that's independently owned by beef producers that range from commercial ranchers to feeders. This organization has been responsible for providing better opportunities for producers to earn premiums based on the quality of their animals. U.S. Premium Beef was organized in 1996 due to a growing concern with beef producers that the marketing system was not providing adequate access for producers, a loss of consumer demand, and poor recognition for the quality beef being produced.
One of the main driving goals to U.S. Premium Beef is we saw the current situation back in the 90s where the beef demand was on a steep decline, and we didn't think it was something that could support the beef industry long term. So we knew we had to make some major changes.
In all reality, the beef business wasn't very good at that time. Our market share was dropping, our prices were poor, our product was poor, and we needed to do better.
When U.S. Premium Beef was being discussed, or the concept, it became very interesting for several reasons. One was market access, one was getting value for our cattle, and also the financial aspect of being involved in the processor margins going forward.
One of the options that was materializing was in the northern plains, they had what were called new generation co-ops, producer-owned processing ventures. And they started to kind of spread toward the Midwest in the mid-90s, we're talking 95. And so there became some discussion, maybe the beef industry should pursue this type of structure to get producers more involved in further processing.
Well, I was one of the founding members of U.S. Premium Beef. Actually, the initial meetings before it was ever even called U.S. Premium Beef, a lot of them were held right here at this table. We went through the whole gamut of having a czar sell our fat cattle, to building a packing house, to partnering with different packers.
We'd meet with producers and they'd say, well, bring us a processing option and we'll consider it. We'd meet with processors and they would say, well, bring us your producer and your cattle and then we'll talk. So we spent a year and a half really bringing both sides together. And 2 a.m. on Thanksgiving morning of 1997, we inked the deal to form a partnership with Farmland Industries. And we owned together National Beef Processing. The very next week, we processed our member cattle, and there were 10,000 cattle that were sent through Dodge City and Liberal, Kansas.
U.S. Premium Beef's purpose is best summed up by its mission statement: to increase the quality of beef and long-term profitability of cattle producers by creating a fully integrated producer-owned beef processing system that is a global supplier of high-quality, value-added beef products responsive to consumer desires.
You know, not only was it a huge risk for the members, it was a huge risk for the packer too, and you know, it was a huge risk in the industry because if it would have failed, it would have set the industry back another step.
It took trust. It took belief in each other to overcome those fears, to go forward and have the courage, as I like to say, to write those checks. And that's what we did.
As a service to its members, individual animal carcass data is provided free of charge. U.S. Premium Beef members use this data to improve the quality of beef they produce.
If you look at the characteristics of the cattle that we have been shipping, on every front and every characteristic has improved over time. And it's really proven what we suspected. If you put the incentives in front of those producers, give them the carcass data to affect change, get out of their way, and they will do it. And they have.
It was not impossible to get things such as grids, things such as your carcass data, prior to U.S. Premium Beef, but it was extremely difficult. And we have done that since day one, which for us was December 2 of 1997. And fast forward to current date, that's over 16.6 million head of finished steers and heifers, and we've collected data on every single one of them. We all thought when we started U.S. Premium Beef that our cattle were way better than the neighbors and for sure better than the industry. But we quickly found out that was not true. So it changed the way we bought cattle, who we bought cattle from, what type of cattle we bought. And I think the industry has kind of followed suit with that.
Our cattle graded probably 40 to 50% range. Now, 23 years later, we're averaging close to 85 to 90%.
If you drive across Kansas today, you can tell by looking the quality of cattle that are out on those pastures or in those feedlots. And we certainly believe we were part of that.
U.S. Premium Beef stakeholders come from all walks of the beef industry, from seed stock operators, commercial cow-calf, backgrounders, and private and commercial feeding operations. Today, producers from 38 states have marketed their cattle through U.S. Premium Beef, and more than 1,400 feedlots have sent cattle to National Beef's processing plants in Liberal and Dodge City, Kansas, and Tama, Iowa. During a typical week, cattle come to a National Beef plant from feedlots in 7 states.
We have members that might send us 40 head of finished steers and heifers a year, and we have members that might send us over 100,000 head a year. The training manual for U.S. Premium Beef goes something like this. Jump on in, the water is fine.
I think looking back, this is U.S. Premium Beef, I'm sure, is probably the best thing we've ever done for our customers, without a doubt. We've had a relationship with National and are able to get people's cattle marketed on time. And, you know, risk management's become such a huge item that now, you know, that could be matched with marketing and just makes the whole process a lot smoother.
You know, there's easy things to quantify. We've paid out over $600 million in cash grid premiums since we began. We've also generated earnings of about double that much, you know, through the processing ownership. But I would really judge success most by walking in a member's farm or feedlot or ranch and seeing multiple generations at work, seeing them optimistic about the future, seeing them growing. And to me, that represents best how U.S. Premium Beef has succeeded.
Was it never a hard day? No, there were a lot of hard days, and there'll be more hard days ahead. But because of the people are what made these cattle better.
What I like about our membership is they're always looking for the next thing to conquer. They're not satisfied with our status quo. So we're always looking and striving for new ways to put more incentive out there for quality.
Since the beginning, K-State graduates have played an integral part in U.S. Premium Beef's development and success. 5 of the founding U.S. Premium Beef board members, the first CEO, COO, and Director of Communications were all graduates of K-State University.
Kansas is where we were born and raised. Kansas State has always been a very key part of U.S. Premium Beef.
Oftentimes we think back, and when you think about U.S. Premium Beef and the Purple Bull, that actually signifies that the 6 original founding board members were all from Kansas State University. So that was to honor our alma mater.
I'd say half of our staff are K-State graduates. A lot of our board have direct relationships, either graduating or kids graduating from Kansas State. They gave us a big voice, Don Good especially, through his support behind the program, and it was a big feather in our hat to get that support.
Don Good, I can remember as of yesterday in one of our producer meetings where we were promoting and educating people on what we were trying to put together. Toward the end of the question answer period, Don Good stood up and he turned around and faced the audience and he said, as Don Good can only say in his efficient way of communicating, boys and girls, this is the most exciting and important venture that I have witnessed in the beef industry in my entire life. You better pay attention. And to have his support gave us confidence and reinforced that what we were doing was right and would make sense and could impact the industry.
At our very first organizational meeting in Hays, Kansas, Dr. Don Good said, keep it pure, boys, keep it pure. If you do this right, you will change the beef industry. Dr. Good, we did our very best and we're not done yet.
With the organization's dedication and positive contributions to the beef industry, it's only fitting that U.S. Premium Beef is the 7th recipient of the Don L. Good Impact Award.
It's meaningful when we receive these awards from our peers. Now, we don't set out to achieve awards, but when you get something like this, it is very meaningful.
In any new venture, there are always critics and always supporters. And so many of our members made an investment to get involved in U.S. Premium Beef, took some personal risks, and were challenged by some in the industry. And for now to receive this award from our peers is tremendous and very humbling, and we were very thankful for it.
On behalf of U.S. Premium Beef and all the men and women in 38 different states who make up the company, we would like to say thank you to Kansas State University, the Department of Animal Science, and certainly the Livestock and Meat Industry Council for acknowledging U.S. Premium Beef and awarding us with the Don L. Good Impact Award. We're very honored, we're humbled. We really appreciate being mentioned in the same name with the previous winners, and we would like to thank you for this award. It means a lot to us.
U.S. Premium Beef has been a visionary leader in the beef industry for nearly 25 years, providing its stakeholders data and dollars while successfully creating a fully integrated producer-owned beef processing system that is a global supplier of high-quality, value-added beef products responsive to consumer desires. Mostly, U.S. Premium Beef embodies one of Don Good's favorite sayings, "Go as far as you can see, and when you get there, you can see farther." The Livestock and Meat Industry Council congratulates U.S. Premium Beef on its contributions to the industry and presents the 2021 Don L. Good Impact Award.